I put on with LBC. I put on with LBC. Yeah, I put on with LBC. On with LBC. I put on with LBC. On with LBC. Wave riders in the building, yeah, they riding with me. Moon guys on my chain, ain't no breaking the team. Started with a vision, now we running the game. Charts glow, purple teal, yeah, you know the name. From the beach to the block, we controlling the tide. Every candle that we light, that's the way we ride. I've been grinding through the night, while the city don't sleep. Putting LBC on maps, taking wins, stacking deep. From the charts to the streets, got the fam in the mix. Every move calculated, yeah, we playing with steel. I put over LBC, over LBC. I put over LBC, over LBC. Wave riders in the building, yeah, they riding with me. Moon guys on my chain, ain't no breaking the team. Crypto hustle late nights, yeah, we stay in the zone. Stacking knowledge, stacking bags, turning charts into gold. Market makers throw shade, but we glow through the rain. Every dip just a test, every loss turns to gain. Got the fam worldwide, but the roots run deep. From the med, I was grind to the LBC streets. This for every wave rider who believed in the dream. We gon' put it on the map, keep it real, reign supreme. Reign supreme, reign supreme, reign supreme. I put over LBC, over LBC. I put over LBC, over LBC. From the charts to the stage, man, you know who it be. It's that Lunar Beaches fam putting on endlessly.
I put on for LBC. Oh, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Lunar Beaches Crypto, where we ride the waves of the crypto market all the way to the moon. Thank you all for joining me. It is Tuesday, January 6th, 2026 at 10:02 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Oh, we got some stuff to go over this evening. We got economic data coming out tomorrow. I saw a thumbnail saying something about an AI company went insolvent. So, did the AI bubble pop? I guess we shall see. We've got the Otta gang showing up in the chat. Thank you, Alex O, my guy, for sending over the beautiful Otter gang. Let's see those otters in the chat. Mad love, everybody. Hope you're doing well this evening. Let's go ahead and say good evening. Good evening, Alexandra G, Mod Boss, Mod Queen, Mod God. Thank you for pinning that Discord link in the chat. As always, I do greatly appreciate you for doing that, taking time out of your evening to do that. Greatly appreciate you for doing that every single night. Good evening, Steven Farmer. What's going on, Steven? How you doing? Good evening, Duality C, not of this world. How you doing, bro? Thank you for being here. We got Tudub in the house. What's up, Wick's wife? Thank you for being here. Jesse Gluck. I still can't get your name. I can't get your last name pronounced, bro. I'm sorry. Good evening, Jesse. How you doing? We've got Dusty Hunt. What's going on, Dusty? How you doing? We got Shep. What's going on, bro? How y'all doing? How you doing? Alex O, of course. Kasim. Keen Bean. Melissa One Love, LBCOG, what's going on? Trade Intuition, T.I. Joe in the house, what's up? Man, there's a ton of you. Charleston Han, what's going on? Overcome's been showing up and showing out. What's going on, Overcome? Thank you for joining me again. We've got all the people, man. Channel Zero, Shantae. Yeah, Shantae, Trench Juice. I think I called out everybody. Vazia, Chicken 1%. Okay, good evening, Lunar Beaches. Good evening, Chicken 1%. What's going on, everybody? Thank you all for being here. Hey, I'm a professional graphic designer. Instead of using AI-generated logo, let's do a custom design for you. What do you think? We can check it out. Yeah. What's going on, Tony Viz? Kyle Passetti. Charles Sahan, I plan on overcoming tonight. Alex O, watch yourself. No, I'm kidding. So yeah, let's go ahead and get on over to charts. I'm sure you just came from Alex O, so I'm sure you've already gotten a lot of the sauce for the evening, which is amazing. Of course. But I want to go over the ideas that I talked about last night. First one being, let's go ahead and turn on the session so I can more easily point out where we were live. So we were live last night right about here. And, you know, I was expecting us to come down to this level right here. I wanted to see if we would get a bounce. We did overnight. I did miss the bounce because I was asleep. And I don't like to place trades and just leave a trade there. Which not my type. Not my type of thing. What's going on? May I send you my page? Thank you. Yeah, let's not do the spamming of that stuff. Oh, what's going on, lasers? Pew 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 pew. Like, yeah, let's not do that. And rude of you to assume I use AI AI logo. I did, but I also did my own image blending and color and like kind of stuff. Like I didn't just go, oh, here, create this image. No, I liked letters from one thing. I liked the shark from another thing, you know, and I changed up some of the effects, whatever. Anyways, so we were live right here, came down. We did end up getting the bounce, and we got a nice little push off of VWAP this morning. And then it was straight downhill down to this anchored VWAP. I actually placed that right here at this low because this was the last low. This was the last low before we broke these highs. So I liked that one, and it also lined up with the point of control. So I figured that's at least got to be a bounce zone. And sure enough, we did get a bounce. I mean, we really bounced right off the point of control. So if you had a order right there, man, that's a sniper entry right there. And it went straight up to New York Open in 8:30. Yes, I'm reading the tape from the day. Yes, that's okay. But it's important to point things out that have happened, because then you can get an idea of what can occur later. So I never really liked the argument about not going over stuff that has happened. I mean, if that's all that you do, okay, that's one thing. But also, it's important to understand what has happened, because what has happened tends to happen again and again and again and again and again and again. Therefore, you're able to understand that these are things that do happen, and you can look for it in the future. So there you go. Ramas Shepsky. What? If you send me a Bitcoin, I will send you none in return. Oh, okay, cool. And he is timed out. There we go. Hey, RMT, what's going on, Retro? Who we taking in the draft? Who the Titans taking in the draft? Overall, like first round pick. Since we even suck at losing, so the Raiders ended up getting the first round pick. But anyways, I digress. So right now we are back at that one specific level, which was a 30-minute fair value gap. Yeah, I might have misplaced it because I actually ended up moving this down here once we sliced through it, because that level could have become resistance because it was once a bounce level. And we actually broke back through it and we came back down, and now we're trying to find support. Can we find some support? We'll see. I mean, we are getting a bounce. One thing, no, No relatively equal lows, bullish, engulfing, breaking through VWAP. I mean, this is looking pretty solid. Yeah, this is... Money flow is not really there. Of course, you're not really going to get a whole lot of the money flow during Asia. Although this could keep going. We are above the zero line in our momentum and our true 7, and our money flow is green. We've got the 3, everything above the zero line as well. It's too late for me, dog. Too late for me. I would have liked to have longed this one. Especially this little fair value gap in here. Yeah, that would have been nice. Because then you could have... You get the... You really don't get the shift. I mean, you take out this high. So technically... But I'd prefer candle body closes above recent highs. This would have been a nasty entry. So you break this recent high. You get the close above it finally up here. And what do you do? I talk about this all the time. What happens when you get that close above? It creates a fair value gap. Even though it's tiny, you can still see that next candle comes right down into the fair value gap and continues higher. So that's what I really like to see. Now, taking out this, if this didn't wick down here, then I might have played off of this closing above this high, but yeah, this would have been the more probabilistic trade. Man, I almost want to go long. I'm almost itching. I'm itching. No FOMO. All set indicator. I'd be hyped for Carnell Tate if our QB didn't spend half the game on his back. Yeah. We definitely need OL. We definitely need offensive line. Let's see. VWAP from the low. Anchored VWAP from the low. Yeah. Not really seeing... I don't really have anything. Well, let's turn on Asia Orb. There we go. So we are below Asia Orb. Would like to see what we do here, because if we get up to here and we reject, that might be a nice little short. Let's zoom out. I mean, first take profit is always the very next swing level. So that would be the first TP. Then your second TP would... I like to go for a liquidity pool. So for me, it would be an order block. And then the next high. I also like to see, do we have any kind of like equal lows? Relatively equal lows? Not really. Maybe a little bit right here at 90,000. But I don't know. Time to zoom out. Let's go to the 4 hour. Okay, so the 4 hour actually shows me more of a... Not really. I was going to say it shows me more of this being a swing level. I mean, it obviously is a swing level, but I mean, for the 4 hour and removing this one, I don't really like to do that. Now, we did get a close below this low. I posted this in a Discord, or at least in Alex's Discord. That if we got to close below, I know I did post that in my Discord too. Okay. If we got to close below this low right here on the hourly, then it becomes more probable that we are seeing a reversal in trend, and we could be heading, or at least doing a bigger pullback, potentially something like this, step back down into this little range here, this little demand zone. And let's see, let's pull a fib. I don't like these relatively equal lows either, but the sooner we can take care of those, the better. So we do have 50% retracement right on top of that range, and we also have the golden pocket right there at support of that little consolidation. But the 1 hour, I mean, we're still pretty thick in the money flow. We got a nice, if this can pop up, and we can get a continuation in here, and that would be kind of bullish. I'm still thinking that we get up to that 97, 98, the golden pocket of the range from 101, 107.5 to 80,000 essentially. So I still think we're going to get up to there at least. And then we'll have to deal with some resistance between order block, just 50% reach, or the golden, the golden pocket. Fair value gap up here as well. Daily fair value gap, I believe. Let's zoom out. This is why labels matter. Label your stuff like I did everything else except for all of this stuff. Or at least know your colors. Shout out to Alex O in his pink box. Yeah, so that's a nice little level right there. So I'd be watching that one. But I still think it might get up to that 786. Do you think we hit 97K this week? I feel we will dump tomorrow. This week? I don't know. I mean, we could. Let's get rid of that. I don't know about this week. What I don't like is sweeping this high and then coming back down. And Tuesday can often... But the thing is, Tuesday does kind of sometimes, a lot of times, put in the high or the low of the week. But it didn't take out Monday's high. And it didn't take out the low either. So we're still range bound on the week. Daily. Wait, did we take it out? Sunday. It'll be, whoops. Right there. Right there. Oh, hold up. Oh, that was smart. Just make it the same color as your other. Let's just do yellow. Oh, so we did take, okay, so we took the Monday low. That just made me a little bit more bullish. Took the Monday low. We did get back above this low, even though we closed below it. But we did take the Monday low, which is good. Want to see if we can get through this hourly fair value gap. If we can get through this hourly fair value gap, then I think odds are we continue higher. I don't know, 97, 98K. Where's the end of the week? Oh, all the way over here? Oh, it can definitely get there this week. Because even if you take this little push right here, let's just do this. This is just for timing. I mean, that gets you there around Friday. Even if you just did this little move right here, it could go quicker and it could take a little longer, but this is just showing that, yes, it is possible for us to get up there this week. How's the rest of the market looking? Solana, zoom out. 4-hour closing at the high of the previous candle, little dump, pushing back up. Let's see that close bullishly. If we can get above this high and get a weekly close above that high, that'd be fantastic. Because then we could really start considering that we have reverse trend. That doesn't mean that taking that out, getting a close below, above, doesn't mean we don't pull back to, previous ranges before we get continuation. In fact, I expect it. They're not going to make it easy. The NASDAQ also needs to be bullish. It's not looking too bad. Came down into this consolidation, just minor pullback before continuation. Looking good there. Good vibes always. What's going on, fam? Ride these likes up, wave riders. There we go. That was a tongue twister. Lots of news coming this week. And that's another thing too, is that we could get some data-driven news. Tomorrow is ISM Services PMI. So let's see. The non-manufacturing ISM report on business is based on data compiled from purchasing and supply executives nationwide. Survey responses reflect the change, if any, in the current month compared to the previous month. For each indicator measured, this report shows the percentage reporting each response and the diffusion index. An index reading above 50% indicates that the non-manufacturing economy in that index is generally expanding. Below 50% indicates it's generally declining or contracting. Orders to the service producers make up about 90% of the U.S. economy. So Monday, we got a pretty bad manufacturing reading showing contraction. Now, services, that's going to be interesting to see if we get a contraction in that as well. The forecast is 52.3, and I was just about to say, I don't know that we'll see the same contraction in services as we do manufacturing. And we also have JOLTS job openings. Both of these come in at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So what tends to happen during those is we tend to get an 8:30 move pre-market that will set up a small move at 9:30 that which sets up a decent move or big move on the news. Sometimes that's how it goes. But either way, what I do is I like to watch price prior to the news, see what it's doing, and try to find liquidity pools. So essentially, I'm looking for either like equal highs or equal lows. Because what tends to happen, especially on news events, news days, what tends to happen is, or like a swing high up here, or even like a swing low down here. So what they like to do, the market, whatever, what likes to happen, what you tend to see is you'll see one side get taken out, and you'll see the other side get taken out, and then you'll see a push back in the opposite direction. This happens during tons of news events. They'll fake you out both ways and then go the way you thought they were gonna go. Oftentimes, sometimes you just get a consolidation range that then breaks one way, then goes the other way. Then the pullback is where it's like, all right, so what are we doing here? Did we break above VWAP? And are we pulling back to VWAP and into a 50% retracement or a golden pocket or 786? And do we get a bounce? And sometimes you get a bounce and it continues. Sometimes you get a bounce and it drops. Sometimes no bounce at all. It just goes straight down. So it's all about context and probabilities and risk management. So for me, if I saw something like this and then I saw a bounce on like the 3 or even the 5 and a bullish engulfing candle, I'm just going to go ahead, fire off the long. That's the short. Fire off the long. Aim for that high. And then let it ride. Just see what happens. If it takes me out, it takes me out. And if it takes me out and it goes even lower and we start pushing down here, well, then I got to start looking even further left to see, okay, is there liquidity down below? Or do we have relatively equal lows, order blocks, fair value gaps, whatever it is? I mean, that wouldn't work out, but fair value gaps. Because then I can say and think confidently, and especially if like our money flows below the zero line at the time, our momentum is shifting to the zero line, or it's below the zero line. If you're getting all of that going on at the same time as you're pushing down, I mean, for me, I actually do pretty well with breakout trades, and that's kind of a breakout trade. And then I would just aim for that, for the liquidity pool down below. Oftentimes, if I'm a little uncertain, I will wait to see a break, and I want to see a fair value gap formed, and I want to see price come back into that fair value gap and reject. Then that helps me be a little bit more confident in the trade. It's much easier to just draw it instead of trying to find an example. Hey, here's one right here. Perfect. The NASDAQ. Thank you. Relatively equal lows. Okay. And here's a high, swing high. Relatively equal lows. You come up into order block. I can't draw. Quick move. Price is running for what? Equal lows. They're running for the stops. Price shifts, pullback, and then continuation. But you run to those stops, and let's see, do we get a bullish engulfing? Nope. Not on the 5. Let's see, it's the NASDAQ, so the 1 can sometimes be very nice on the NASDAQ, even though it is Asia during the time of this move. Well, I mean, Asia, yeah. You do get a bullish engulfing on the 1. You create a fair value gap here. This one I don't really care for. Because I'm not taking out a recent swing high on this pullback into this fair value gap. I mean, it's nice, and maybe I'd play off of this bullish engulfing that played off of here, but I'm not playing off the fair value gap itself because it didn't break an immediate or a very, the most recent swing level. So doesn't break and close above without a wick in front of it. I also don't like that either. You got a wick, and then you get, okay, we finally got to close above the high, but it's below this. It's not, to me, that's not showing me like a ton of strength. So I don't really care for that. Now here we do get a close above a high. That's good. And we've also created a higher high and a higher low. So now I look, okay, any fair value gaps in this range? Yes, right here. That's something I could play off of here. And I would just do fair value gap. Stop below the low. Aim for liquidity above. Wherever it is. And you just take profit along the way. Gang, gang. There we go. Nice order block right there. So anyways, yep. Yeah, I've beat Bitcoin to death about where I think it's going. So the only question is, do we have to go lower first, like within this range, before we continue to the upside? That's really the only question for me at this moment. I really wouldn't want to see a close below this low right here at 90,840, 875. GG on BTC. Night, JR. Good night, JR. I know you got to get up early in the morning, bro. Have a great evening. Have a radical evening. Appreciate you for being here. Mad love. See you in the beach house. So yeah, just don't want to see it close below that low. XRP reaching what? Oh, it's just a point of control of this whole range. I was pointed out XRP in the Discord. I was hesitant to, and I didn't, to put out a path tools showing going to the upside, because I felt this pump coming, but I didn't, because of most recent price action and because we have been in an overall downtrend. I was like, nah, I'm not even gonna share that idea. I'm gonna say, all right, these are the levels that I'm watching, and that's it. Main thing was I wanted to see us get a high and a close above this high over here. We did that on the daily chart. And in doing that, we did create a fair value gap here from 212 to 220. So I'll be watching that daily fair value gap for a potential bounce. Zoom in a little bit, and that is right below this low right here. So yeah, I'd like to see a bounce off of this level. Where's the last low? This low is the one that started this move, so I'll anchor a VWAP there. So that's when the bid started. And sure enough, right there at 215, right in between that 210 and 220. And also just past the midpoint of that fair value gap, that daily fair value gap. So it's definitely going to be a level to watch, in my opinion. Not financial advice, of course. Let's just take in this range. Nope. Let's include this consolidation. So we do have, of course, we do have a nice little spike in volume right here, especially right there. 208. 208. But we have this little indention in here. 208 to 215. This looks pretty nice. Let's go from, whoa, 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 whoa. Calm down, Trading View. Okay, I guess you just deleted my fixed range volume profile. Okay, that's cool. Ooh. So we do have a 786 here, macro 786 at 205. We also have a value area low down here as well. All right, which one of you beautiful lines is the POC? It looks like this one. I have to change the color. Yellow. Yep. So it's that one. How about just a bright red? Okay. And see, this one's already put in a lower high and a lower low. This looks very five wave, really kind of five wave impulsive. But this is a 3-wave move. 1, 2. You don't 3, 5, 3. I don't know. Usually you get a 5, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's either that or we've already completed an ABC. And if we broke out of here, I would aim for $2.60. We'll say 63 to front run the level. But this 50% retracement from high to low. So definitely would be watching that. I don't really care for a 5-wave structure, especially if it's impulsive. But do we? Looks like we come into the territory of wave 1. So that's actually a good thing. Came into the territory of wave 1. We might even do some stupid stuff like, so this is like an ABC, ABC, gonna do another ABC down to this level, and then that creates just one big ABC. So if we can get something like that, I mean, you got that VWAP would probably still be coming in here. We'd be inside of that fair value gap. We'd be sweeping a low. Yeah, if we got a nice bounce off of that, break above internal high and close, then I would be looking for a pullback to long for continuation up to that $2.63. And this would go, if it played out exactly like this, which it won't, it would go till Thursday at 2 a.m. And then it'd be a bullish continuation. And if XRP is doing this, that means Bitcoin is probably going for that 97, 98K as well. So yeah, I think that looks solid. AI company insolvent. The bankrupt AI startup was more artificial than intelligent. Oh, that's June 5th. Where's as of today? As of today. Notable AI companies, insolvencies, and struggles. It's funny, last night we were talking about how bullish we were on AI. I don't see anything I'll have to go and watch Meet Kev and see what he's saying. Because that's the whole reason why I saw it. Because he's like, AI is the bubble pop. And I figured there would be some kind of something talking about it. But I guess not. All right, Rust. Anybody want me to look at anything? How's that been going over 6 months? Trading with AI? Hey, Shooter. You've been trading with AI? Enter long immediately with stop loss at 92.5K. Trading with AI? Not financial advice. Meet Kevin. I love Meet Kevin, man. It's a great source of info. Sure as heck knows a lot more stuff than me. Go long now. Now, that wasn't me telling you what to do, by the way. Not financial advice. I was reading off the comments. 92.5. What is this? Was this a 5-minute FEG? That is a 5-minute FEG. 3. Okay, so that's 3-minute FEG. What about 1? Bit bigger on the 1. Zoom out. Zoom out. So you get the break of this high there. Fair value gap. Let's see. Little push and then roll over. So this high. There might be something there. Money flow is in the green here on the 3-minute. And we are oversold, as they say. I don't really like the phrase oversold, overbought and oversold, but that's what people know it as. So we're extended to the downside. How about that? We also are getting a push off of a bullish divergence, which I'm always talking about. All right. Bullish divergence comes first, then the trend change, and then continuation. We've already taken out this high. We've taken out this high. These are just one single candles, so I don't really care. But about those, this is looking pretty nice. Getting a bullish engulfing. Look at all these lows over here. So this is a consolidation range. So that is going to be a level to watch, and it's the level that we are at. Here he's nowhere near as nice off screen. I think he had an affair with his nanny. Who are you talking about? Oh, Kevin? Yeah, he has 7 kids. Show your hand market. Yeah, that's the thing. And look. No more bullish engulfing. I mean, technically it's still bullish engulfing, but I don't like the wick above the high. Just don't like that. Close above the high. Bullish engulf. Then we'll talk about it. And let's see if this can turn up. Yeah, I don't support people's actions when they do things like that. I don't know if that's even true. But I also am not going to, I mean, I just like the content, man. I don't really care. Dude's already got money, so it's not like my eyeballs are helping him at all. So as long as I can get if I can get some nice information and some, clean understanding of things, then that's what I'm there for, man. We did get a bear div. Um, Look at that. Didn't close above the high. It doesn't look too bad. Bunch of equal highs. Flipped bullish on the momentum. But of course, it does that every single time it leaves the red. You can turn green too. All right, yeah. Bunch of equal highs. Still be careful. Make sure this doesn't wick. Talked about 3 candle moves like this before. The sandwich. 1 green, 1 red, 1 green. In the middle of a move where you get a continuation off of that block. Same on the shorts. These tend to be levels where price likes to pull back to. That right there. $50 retracement, golden pocket, right in that area. Are we going to get continuation? I don't know. Seems like we might be consolidating for a move lower. Asia markets, like watching paint dry. Arrow. Relatively equal lows. Someone somewhere is like, oh, we got a cup and handle. Whose target is only to the top of the range. We're so bullish. Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve. Man, you guys really do get a really laxed LBC. Let me tell you that much right now. Can't imagine what I'd be like if I was live in the mornings and not super early. Like, I've had time to wake up. I've got energy. I'm ready to go. All that stuff. All right. Let's do 30,000 foot view. Let's see what's going on here. Haven't looked at NASDAQ. What's NASDAQ doing? Maybe we need to start trading the NASDAQ. I can trade the tokenized NASDAQ. Is NASDAQ during Asia better? Do we get SMT divergences during Asia? Do you want to change? Thank you. Not there. So we do see Bitcoin moving up. I don't really care for that. SMT divergences really need to come at like swing levels. Asia, let's see. Bitcoin moved down. Trying to see, do we have a divergence here? No, hold on. This would help. What's this do? Maximize chart. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I think we are sideways consolidation for the rest of the week. Too much big news this week, like Supreme Court on tariffs. I don't believe that is until next week, the 15th. No, that was MSCI. Is that what it is? The whole MicroStrategy. Is it MSCI? The whole MicroStrategy thing on whether or not they'll continue to have the stock in the index. That could be very bearish. As a matter of fact, the only reason we are moving to the upside right now is because Sailor is selling. I have no proof of that whatsoever, so don't listen to me on that. Nasdaq's looking good, eh? I thought it was this Friday. Sorry, my bad. No, you're good. The tariff thing might be. I was talking about, I got that confused with the MSCI thing. So let's see. Well, the thing about the tariff thing is that stuff takes time. And like, I think if things followed the normal order of operations, the normal process, and they weren't, and which the Supreme Court, especially this Supreme Court, absolutely has no, probably even like want to hurry up the whole process. We're looking at maybe like May or June. Supreme Court decisions typically get brought down in like the middle of the year. But I do think they have maybe hearings. Oh, they're expected to rule. It's opinion day, though. Hold on. Thank you for bringing this up. Bruce Hilton, I greatly appreciate you for that. Thank you for joining. Sorry for the big bright lights. Oh. Are you paywalled? You paying wall me, bro? That's annoying. Let's see. So January 6th, President Donald Trump administration. Trump's administration faces, can't freaking speak, the possibility of having to refund more than $133.5 billion in tariffs to importers if the U.S. Supreme Court declares unlawful the duties he has imposed under the International Emergency Economic Powers Act. According to the U.S. Customs and Border Protection Agency, that is the total assessed through December 14th, when the agency issued its most recent statistical update on imports since the Republican president first imposed tariffs last February under the 1977 economic sanctions law meant to be used only during national emergencies. The court, which in November heard arguments concerning the legality of Trump's IEEPA-based tariffs, is set to issue rulings on Friday, but has not disclosed which ones. Justices heard November 5 arguments over Trump's tariffs. Court has not said what cases will be decided on Friday. So basically it's an assumption that they're going to rule on tariffs, but it really could be other stuff. Court has said has not said what cases will be decided on Friday. So if I had to guess, I'd be going back about 6 months to see what the Supreme Court was looking into then, because you got to have your hearings, you got to have arguments, oral arguments. Yeah, I mean, you got to have several different things before you get to a ruling, and that those things take months, especially with the Supreme Court. On purpose, they're supposed to take their time because they're supposed to try to get it right, as by the Constitution. So, so a lot of people are thinking that it has to do with tariffs, but I also don't know if they will. See, Economic Times says it could be decided by a U.S. Supreme Court this Friday. Other people are talking like it's a foregone conclusion that we will be getting a ruling or rulings. Supreme Court sets Friday for opinions amid tariffs watch. So yeah. So you have your hearings, you have your oral arguments, you have your opinions. As Supreme Court scheduled Friday as an opinion day, indicating that date will be the first chance for a ruling on President Donald Trump's global tariffs. The court never says in advance which decisions are ready for release, only that rulings in argued cases are possible when the justices take the bench at 10 a.m. Washington time. What is the likely outcome for markets if Trump's tariffs are struck down by Supreme Court? I'm just sitting here thinking, is that going to be bullish or is that going to be bearish? I feel like, honestly, I don't know. I feel like that would be bullish economy, which might be bearish assets. Maybe. Let's see. Here's a balanced evidence-based look. So immediate reaction, market reaction, volatility, uncertainty. Stocks could initially swing even if investors expect the tariffs to be struck down. Markets often react sharply when the outcome is officially confirmed, which I would expect a lot of volatility if they did rule on the tariffs one way or the other. Yeah. So uncertainty itself can be bearish. Yep. The process of unwinding tariffs or replacing them isn't simple, so markets may price in uncertainty before and after the ruling. That's true. So whether or not it's bullish or bearish, the market might just be short-term bearish because of the uncertainty of what that ruling means. Tariffs won't disappear completely. Sector-specific market impacts, potential winners if tariffs are struck down, import-dependent companies, retailers, and consumer tech firms. So consumer goods, retail, which makes sense because that means, because like I said, that would be, if they're struck down, that would be, I think that would be bullish economy, which might be bearish assets. Supply chain efficiency, firms that source components globally may see improved margins or pricing flexibility. Yeah, I don't know. Thank you for looking into it. That is why I said sideways, which, I mean, this could definitely potentially just be sideways until then. However, we still have a bunch of news leading up to that. Not only that, guys. So we have a potential tariff ruling, and I mean, which is still, we don't know for sure if that's what they will do, right? We don't know if they're going to rule on tariffs or not. It could just be something completely different. But Friday we have non-farm payrolls and unemployment rate. Tomorrow we have JOLT and ISM services. Now, tomorrow might not be a trend day, but I would expect some kind of volatility that we can maybe make some scalp trades off of. Be careful, not financial advice. Use proper risk management, all that good stuff. We also have the Michigan Consumer Sentiment preliminary at 10 on Friday, but at 8:30, this is Eastern Standard Time. At 8:30 on Friday is when we get non-farm payrolls and unemployment rate. I mean, we got housing stuff too, which could also have an impact on the market. I would be careful. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how things are shaping up leading into that, and then we'll share in the Discord our ideas. And so will JR. Oh wait, he already left. Oh wait, I thought you were leaving. Hey, Rashad, what's going on? Thank you for showing up right at the end of the show. Absolutely love you. OMG, top gains, all storage tech. If you ask me, I'm betting on your sandwich theory on the 4-hour. Yeah. Ooh, I don't really see. I mean, we're kind of creating one here and here. This is one that we've come up to. Not really one here, but this is consolidation range. All right, what are we doing lower time frames before we get out of here? Let's see. Kind of just chilling a view up. They're either filling buys or sells. Probably a little bit of both, I would assume. Well, technically, every trade fills both a buy and a sell. This or this. I want to put it below that fair value gap down here. It's not really the best. That's better. I like that. Getting a bounce right now. Whoops. I'll be watching. I want to watch that. See what it does here at this high, or at this low rather. Momentum's coming up. What are we doing? What are we doing? Is it just a sweep? Sweeping these highs? Bounce off the 382? I don't know. True 7's below the 0 line too. About to find out. Watching the asymmetrical triangle on the daily BTC 3-minute chart. On the daily BTC 3-minute. Go to a clean chart. Oops. I'm not really a fan of symmetrical triangles. They tend to be 50-50 plays. Which really isn't bad. I mean, if you're using proper risk management, then it shouldn't be terrible. Are we talking... What are we... What's our symmetrical triangle here? I don't really... Unless you think it's already broken. Or you're that's not symmetrical. I don't know. I wouldn't... I'm not so sure about this one. Wish I could send screenshots in YouTube. I mean, you could send it in the Discord. I'd like to see it. From 94,400 down to 93,300 to the current price. 94,400, that's like 500, to 91,300 to the current price. 91,300? Oh. Good old-fashioned breakout retest. You said you're watching it on the 3-minute? Nice bounce off of that level right there. Question is, though, why this high in particular? That's what I want to know. Why this high? Is there volume? Small spike. Bigger volume on this high. Cleaner breakout, retest, continuation. Awesome LBC. What's up? What was awesome? If you have not joined my Discord, it might take you a minute to do it because my verification process is a doozy for a reason, because keeps out a lot of scammers. Check DM in Discord. I don't usually do this, but I will. You going live or what? Yes, Alex. Oh. Trench juice. Here we go. Wait. Why won't you rotate? This is on a daily? No, that's not on a daily. That looks like very recent price action. Yes. Time is at 10:10. Oof. This high. Okay, yeah. I mean, that definitely could be something. Definitely could be something. Of course, anytime you go into a symmetrical triangle, you're kind of looking for a continuation. Not always, but they can sometimes be reversals. I don't really care for triangles basically that are like this. I like after a big move, okay, then maybe we create a triangle consolidation. This is kind of chop leading into it. Doesn't mean it can't play out, but if I was to play it, I would look for break of this low, out of the range, out of the triangle, and look for a back test of really anything within this high to this low, whatever this low would be, and then look for that continuation down, measured move coming in at 89.7, 731, and then it'll be the same for the upside. Breakout, take out the high, retest, continuation. And then for that, I mean, depending on where it breaks out from, you could be looking at 96, 96.5. Sometimes you get this. Now, if you get a fake out breakout, as I like to call them, and you push back to the upside, always like to watch the apex of a triangle. The apex of the triangle is you find the central point where they meet, you draw a line right in the middle, which actually on this triangle is a pretty nice support and resistance zone. So there you go. So something of the sort. Same way. It would be the same way if it was vice versa, upside down. Yeah. So, anywho, thank you guys for joining me this evening. Thank you to everybody that stuck around through it all, through the ups and the downs. Sorry, I meant 3-minute chart from today's price. Okay, I see what you're saying now, what you were saying. Love your live charting. Thank you, all set. Solana loves that fake out breakout move. Yeah. I mean, a lot of them do, especially in the alts. I mean, really anything. It doesn't really matter what chart it is. They love fake outs, fake out breakouts. Also, sometimes, depending on the context, also known as an SFP, swing failure pattern. So, yeah. Went well over tonight. I went up 15 over last night too, which is fine. I absolutely love hanging out with you guys, and I appreciate you all for spending your evening with me and spending it with the web riders in the chat. I absolutely love it when chat is active, especially when we are sitting here watching paint dry and trying to find things to talk about, which there's always to talk about. I mean, I can just pull up a chart and start just teaching if I have to, which I love to do. Teaching. I'm getting a little bit glitchy. Yeah, I love teaching, so the more questions, the better. And I completely forgot to play music during the stream, but that's okay. Is this is that the one? Or is it this one?
Yeah.
It's that one. I'm going to play that one. Catching Falling Knives. All right, guys. Thank you all for joining me this evening. I do greatly appreciate each and every single last one of you. If you wouldn't mind hitting that like button if you haven't already on your way out, and smashing up that subscribe if you are new. And join the Discord. It is free. Hit that notification bell to be notified. Whatever. You know all that. You know all the stuff. Yeah, join the Discord. That's free. Follow me on X at Lunar Beaches. And yeah, be careful tomorrow. We do have data coming out at, it was 10, I believe. Yes, at 10 a.m. tomorrow. We got ISM and Jolts dropping at the same time. So just be aware. Make sure you understand that, like, especially if price is already kind of choppy leading into it, just be careful, because we might see some whipsaw price action. So use proper risk management, use a stop loss, all that good stuff. And if you trade, and just generally be safe. So, and have a fantastic day. So with that, I hope you all have an amazing, beautiful, wonderful, radical sleep. And I will catch you all tomorrow. Mad love, wave riders. Ride the waves. Peace. Love. Crabs. God bless. Bye.
Yeah. 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 Charts glowing in the dark. Screens, they like fireflies. Wave riders in the deep end. Yeah, we don't survive, we thrive. I can stare at red candles, never blink once. Whole market panicking, I'm like, this looks fun. Blood in the streets, yeah, fear in the chat. Everybody scream sell, I'm leaning right back. Hands up the wheel, yeah, no safety net. Price free falling, I ain't flinching yet. They say don't try this, say you'll get cut. I say watch me buy lows while you throwing up. Knife after knife, yeah, slipping through air. I'm smiling like I'm juggling, I don't even care. Risk on my chest like a badge of pride. If conviction was a crime, I'd be doing life. They say gravity wins, say the fall's too fast. I say pressure makes diamonds, not paper hands. While they pray for exits, I'm calm inside. I don't need protection, just timing and spine. I can catch falling eyes with no hands, no hands. I can ride this market with no plans, no plans. While they crash and burn, I just dance in the flames. I can catch falling knives, yeah, I do it for gains. I can catch falling knives with no hands, no hands. Line full confidence, still I land, why land? Wave riders chant, while the whole world cries. I can catch falling knives, I can catch falling knives. Moon guys watching from the shadows above. They don't want your fear, they want blood and guts. So I give them my doubt, yeah, sacrifice stress. Leave emotions on the altar, let the candles get lit. Y'all start whispering voices in my head. Buy when it hurts, sell when they're dead. They say I'm reckless, say I'm unwell, but every legend walks through their own hell. Margin call nightmares, yeah, I sleep just fine. Dreaming in fibs and extension lines. They clutch their pearls when the wick goes long. I'm humming the chaos like it's my song. They need confirmation, permission to sign. I just need a level in a little bit of time. While they freeze up, paralyzed by the sight, I step forward calm in the middle of the knife. I can catch falling knives with no hands, no hands. I can ride this market with no plans, no plans. While they crash and burn, I just dance in the flames. I can catch falling knives, yeah, I do it for gains. I can catch falling knives with no hands, no hands. Blindfold confidence, still I land, why land? Wave riders chant, while the whole world cries. I can catch falling knives, I can catch falling knives. Look, no fear, look, no doubt. Whole book read, I'm zooming out. They say don't try this at home. Good thing my mind's already gone. No helmet, no brakes, just vibes and charts. Moonlight going off, higher time frames and scars. If I wreck, I learn. If I win, I rise. That's the the price of dancing with falling eyes. I can catch falling eyes with no hands, no hands. Wave riders with me, yeah, we don't understand. Moon gods fair, let the green rain down. From the depths of the wick to the top of the crown, I can catch falling eyes. Watch me guide, no handlebars, just nerves of steel and pride. Say it's insane, say I'm rolling the dice. I can catch falling eyes, yeah, I can catch falling eyes. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Yeah, I can catch